Hi, I'm Larry Galloway with Let's Talk with Larry, and this is
Elise White with Straight Talk with Elise White.
we greet you in the Master's name of Jesus the Christ, Yahshua the Messiah. We hope that all your days is well on this February the 3rd, the third day of Black History Month. I have had a lot of questions and comments. How's your day, Elise, by the way?
It was absolutely awesome.
Glad that you can join me on the set today.
Thank you.
I have had a lot of questions coming in from people once they had started seeing videos, and they was asking me about being with the wrong person. Some husband and wives was asking about being with the wrong person. The first thought they had was I met this guy or I met this female and they portrayed everything that it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me. How do you feel about?
I think that happens all the time. That you meet someone who has a persona of something else or whatever it is that you're looking for. So in your mind, you're checking off all the boxes and it's like, oh wow, this is my ideal person. And then when you get into a relationship or you marry them, you find out there's somebody else. That who they were wasn't who they are.
So by now you're married and you're Christians, you believe in Yahshua the Messiah, Jesus the Christ, right?
Okay.
So you try to work things out and you try to go about doing it the proper way.
Yes.
How do you handle that?
Well, both people might not be on the same level of Christian or Christianity. Some people play church. Some people don't live it. So if you're with someone who is playing church or isn't living it by being governed by the word, by what Yahweh says you do and don't do, then you're married by yourself.
But did you work that out, or because the Bible tells you to, it gives you some grounds for divorce, but it would prefer that you working things out. Jesus said that he hate divorce.
Right.
But some people do get divorced, and it's necessary.
It is.
First of all, you can't stay there and be battered by nobody. You can't stay there and be belittled by nobody in your mindset constantly. You can't stay there if somebody just don't want to be with you. But how do you work that out though, if you can?
Well, you can't always work it out. You can't work it out by yourself. You can't be married by yourself. If your partner is not willing to talk to you, your partner is not willing to do the work of what it's going to take to be together, is not really willing to change their behavior if there's a behavior that they have that's causing a rift in the marriage, you can only do what you can do. You can change what you can change. You can put in what you can put in. But if your mate is not giving and doesn't care and is not responding, there's nothing you can do. They're giving you signals that they don't want to be with you.
Okay.
So when you have that, you can either stay in the miserable relationship with a person you know is not with you. They might be with other people or with someone else. And you can just stay in it for the sake of staying in the marriage. But
in the long run, that hurts.
In the long run, it will hurt.
It will destroy your soul, that person's soul. It might destroy some other people that's out there that's involved in these relationships.
Children.
Like the children or the person that they're dealing with. Because they could possibly be dealing with someone else, because whatever reason. And most definitely, if you're going through a situation and you have children involved in it, it's devastating, because sometimes the children take the blame. They be like, well, what did I do?
Yeah.
How did I make my mom and my dad split up? Why did I make my mom and my dad go to another person? What did I do?
Well, it's always about the person that is doing the action. It's never about other people, or rarely, let's say rarely. Because sometimes mates can cause their partners to go out and leave home. If you come home and I'm badgering, if my husband comes home and I'm constantly yapping, badgering, nothing right. You're late. You're supposed to be here at 5. Yeah, you're nothing good, nothing positive. Why is he going to want to be there? I get it. But if you have a nurturing environment, you're supportive, and you're doing what you're supposed to do as a wife, and you are preparing and taking care of the home, then there's no reason. But a lot of times, male or female, when they step out, they're stepping out, having extramarital affairs because they want to. Not because of anything that's happening at home, but because they have that desire that they need to feed. of needing the attention and needing to feel the excitement of a new relationship. And relationships, when you start them, are exciting. It's that giddy, oh my gosh, I just love him, and we're gonna live forever. We're gonna eat apple pie every day.
But it don't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. Then you get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You get comfortable with your partner. You pick up the dirty drawers off the floor. Y'all are just chilling and bad breath and coffee and everything. And then, but you're saying you wake up in the morning. Okay, but you understand the point.
I got you.
The point is you get comfortable with one another, and you just get into this rhythm where you know their actions, what they like, what they don't like, what makes them happy, what makes them ill, and you operate in that. Mm-hmm. And then when you have confusion or a clash, you work it out. Say, hey babe, I'm real sorry about what happened last night. I'm sorry what I said. How can I make it up to you? You work on it. You find ways to reconcile. We all have had moments where we said things we shouldn't have said, did things we shouldn't have done.
And we regret it sometimes.
But the whole big part of relationship and marriage is you got to forgive. You got to be careful what you say.
Because words don't come back.
They don't come back. You can't take them back in once you say them. Be careful what you say. If you are in a position where you feel like you're going to blow your top, stop talking. Say, I need a moment. I'm going to go calm down.
So what happens when they don't give you that moment, though?
Sometimes they don't.
I need to walk away. I want to go out the door. You standing in front of the door, stopping me from trying to get away. I'm trying to diffuse this situation.
Right. Then sometimes they get what they get. I mean, the word salad might come forth. Mm-hmm. You are doing what you're supposed to do. You are trying to leave to keep the peace, mm-hmm. to not go overboard. I mean, it takes a lot of internal fortitude, but depending on what kinds of responses you're getting from your mate, it might cut deep. Mm-hmm. You might feel like they might be accusing you of not doing your share of the work or whatever, and you know good and well that you have been and they haven't. So that's going to kind of cut, and you might want to defend yourself. So therefore, you're going to want to start speaking. Mm-hmm. That's where ultimate control happens, which may not happen all the time. It's just a process.
Right. And that's great in this conversation dealing with, the person wasn't who they portrayed it was. Yep. But what happened when you get in a relationship, mm-hmm. and you had, you just don't feel like that you're in the right relationship, You always thinking about somebody else, maybe from your past, somebody that you dealt with. Now. Let's talk about that now, because it happens every day. I had people that literally inbox me and say, tell me, what do you do when you're in a wrong relationship? When my husband ain't doing nothing wrong, my wife ain't doing nothing wrong, I'm just in the wrong relationship. I desire a person that I knew 10 years ago, constantly.
Well, first of all, that is a true example of the reason why the scriptures say that you should not be involved in fornication, that you keep yourself pure to marriage. That is not our culture. I get it. For that reason right there. Because when you go to the buffet, mm-hmm. you find things on the buffet that you like. It may not come in a package that you want, but you like what's served here, what's served there. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I mean, that's all right. It's food. But that is the danger. The danger is having too many experiences, having experience with someone that you really enjoyed, for whatever reason you couldn't be together. Mm-hmm. That is a haunting. And the only way I know to break that is you got to submit yourself in prayer, and you got to really ask Yeshua to help you get through that. There's no other way. It's like a soul tie. It's like you connected. You connected to that person. I get it.
And it won't go away. It just won't take the ties off from it.
Active.
It's a soul tie on me.
It is, but you got to break. You got to ask Yeshua to break that. But you also have to control your mind. You can't let your mind wander about what was on the buffet every time, you're looking at your spouse or whoever, and then you upset for whatever reason, and then you let your mind wander back. You can't do that. You've got to take captive every thought. You got to take it captive. Scripture. You got to apply it. It's work. It's work.
But you listen here. Now, let's be real.
It's work.
It's hard work.
It's hard work.
The Apostle Paul said. The Apostle Paul, 13 books of the New Testament. The Apostle Paul.
Okay.
He said that every time that I want to do what's right, evil is always present. Mm-hmm. So it was that thorn in his side. Something was dragging him. Mm-hmm. So we looking at the most dragful thing, the most connected thing with man and woman. You can call it anything you want to, but it's the most connecting force besides Christ in our relationship on this earth. Man and woman. Woman will make you do anything, man will make you do anything. It draws. It's a soul tie. How can you break that when you pray and you pray and you pray, and then every time you see that person, it's like, oh my God. Or every time you in your house just walking around and there he is.
That's rough. I mean, most people have had someone that was that person for them. That was the best lover or the best friend, or you got that memory. And that's hard to shake, because when you find somebody you have that connection with. But if there was a reason why you couldn't go forward with it, then you need to think about that. And what was the reason?
So there's a reason. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons that I have talked to people about.
Okay.
One reason is that, hey, that person got married in that town. So the person wanted to get out of the relationship, but they couldn't because of the church.
You can. Oh, okay. Well, okay.
They got children, so they wanted to stay in a relationship to the children. Got adults.
Okay.
Some people want to, hey, I got in this relationship not knowing exactly how that person felt. I got all kind of comments that's coming
at me. Felt about what?
Felt about the situation. Like, I want to marry you, but I don't know how you feel.
But they got married?
They got married to somebody else.
They got married to somebody else.
And then it was like, oh my God, I married the wrong person.
Well, they should have had a conversation before.
And some of them did. They had conversations, but it just didn't happen the way they seen it.
So they told each other how they felt.
Yes, ma'am.
And they still married other people.
Wrong person.
Not necessarily wrong person. They married someone else. There's nothing wrong with their relationship with the other person that they've married.
That's right.
But for some reason they can't shake the person. They can't
shake the other person.
That sounds like it's more like sexual or flesh. But it
had nothing to do with sex, though. It's like, if they probably did have sex. I'm not saying, because this culture that we live in, we like to have sex. But what I'm saying is that it's like the connection,
You're talking about like the point of view of life, how you look at the world, how you think about religion,
business,
how you do business, that kind of thing. Everything is perfect.
Everything is like, oh my God, why can't I just have this?
I don't know why it didn't. I don't know why. That's a rough one, because
it's tough.
I don't know. I have no answer for that one. I would like to ask the people. If that's your situation,
well, they're listening at you right now. So
I'm asking the people while we're having this conversation, if that's you, what happened with that? Why didn't you have a relationship or move forward with a relationship with the person that you really felt you had that deep connection with? What was the barrier to moving forward? That's all I want to know.
And I would like to know that too. And I have asked some people some situations, and I told you some of them about, I got caught up in the wrong thing, just did the wrong thing, just made the mistakes. And some men told me they was intimidated by the woman that they was pursuing.
Oh.
So it was like, that woman is too good for me. Oh. Some women said they was intimidated by the man they was pursuing. Like, that man is too good for me.
Well, wait a minute.
All the while, and they was friends. Yes, they was communicating. But all the while, knowing this, they still had that in their mindset. So if you think something, that's what it is. If you think your husband is cheating on you, he might not even be cheating on you. But if you think it, that's what it is to you. So you see, if I'm thinking that person is too good for me, then it's like, ain't no need to be wasting my time. I really like that person. I love that person. I would love to spend the rest of my life with that person, but she's too good for me. You never heard nobody say that?
I have.
Talk to me.
Well, if you're such good friends, every great relationship, marriage, you start as friends. And it's an open and honest relationship. So if you have that relationship with that person and you're open and honest, like with the people that are my friends, that I can be open with, if I had a guy friend and I felt like he had feelings for me, I had feelings for him, I would just kind of like, what do we have going on here? would you see us together? I would today. I would ask the question. But I understand that the me I was before, I might not have asked the question.
Right, 10 years ago you might not ask that same thing. But we evolved.
We have evolved. But if I know I really love this person, I'm going to find a way to communicate that. Okay. I'm going to find a way to find out. Because, and when you're insecure and you feel bad about yourself, it's easy to watch them just walk away into somebody else's arms. Now, if the other person is talking about, this could be a problem too. Mm-hmm. Say, I got a guy friend and I really like him. I really think he's like the perfect guy. And he's always talking about somebody else, because we're just friends.
Right.
I went out with Sarah the other night and I had a great time. She's such a great girl. If I'm listening to that, I'm not going to say anything.
And it's going to turn you off.
I might still love him, but I'm not going to be comfortable with sharing my true feelings for him because he's talking about Sarah, Susie,
and he could be talking about Sarah just to see how you're going to respond to that.
Could, but not a good play.
Not at all. But it could be going that way.
Not at all.
Is your coffee pot still on over there? Because in a minute, it's great talk. We're going to need some more coffee.
Okay.
We're really enjoying this conversation.
Okay.
If you want to watch her channel,
Straight Talk with Elise White.
Can you spell that Straight Talk?
Under construction, STRAIT. Just go to Elise Dynamic White and you'll see Straight Talk in there. Elise Dynamic White got Straight Talk in there too.
And we're going to have some great conversations, because we want to hit what's really need to be hit. Like this conversation today is a real conversation. People is hurting out there. People is separated out there. People is wanting to know what went wrong out there. Am I with the right person? How can I get out of this relationship? What can I do? People really want to know this stuff.
That's right. Straight Talk is we have honest, open conversations. We are not counselors. We are just like forensic peers. We are sharing our experience to help someone find their way. That's what we are. We're having honest, open dialogue about very painful, hurtful, difficult stuff.
Yes. So when you go to the comment section, if you see anything that you want to talk about, any questions that you have, just type it in the comment section. And we're going to read these comments and we'll get back with you in the next section on that. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say to close this out?
I'm just saying, guys, I understand what it's like to be in a bad relationship and to feel like you don't know what to do. The best advice I can give is do all that you can. Be honest and sincere about making it work. But if you're in a relationship with a person who is very clearly not respecting you, not caring, then you might have some decisions to make. Do you stay in that? Do you live with someone who's disrespecting you, that's cheating on you, that's with other people? And that's dangerous too in your relationship because you don't know what they're picking up out there. I mean, come on. You have to think about how do you want to live your life? Talk to the Lord, pray about it.
And you don't want to be in that situation where every day you got to hurt.
Every day
you got to cry.
Every day.
Every day you got to sit in the garage and wonder, who am I going into the house with?
Right.
That is dangerous.
It's every day.
It's dangerous physically and it's dangerous emotionally. It can drive you crazy.
It can.
You be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, takes
I'm sitting in my car wondering, should I go in to my wife? Because I know if I go into her right now, we're going to have a fight. Or I'm sitting in my car thinking, why am I here with this woman when I need to be across town? This is real situation. It may not sound good, but it's true.
It is. We need to have a session on women and their relationships.
That's coming.
Yeah. You know it. Sisters, y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know, because you know.
They know.
You know just what I'm saying.
All right. It's been a pleasure with you again today.
Okay.
And I hope to do this with you again real soon. And when you're ready, wave at the camera and tell them you love them.
I do love you.
God bless y'all. Y'all have a blessed Black History Month.